Hello, Sabotage here. I want to provide you with a quick overview of the last PS2 patch, released on the 18th of December. I won't cover every detail, but focus instead on things that I feel are important. This video is segmented into two parts: balance changes including Vulcan and Banshee adjustments, and some minor but noteworthy alterations together with a winter holiday event. Feel free to have a look at the video description. I linked the full official patch notes in there in case you're interested or need to check something specific. Okay, let's start with the Vulcan for the Terran Republic. What has changed? Min cone of fire increased from 0.5 to 1.1, but cone of fire bloom was removed completely. On top of that, the range where this weapon starts doing minimum damage was increased from 130 to 200 meters for the Prowler and from 65 to 95 meters for the Harasser. Finally, the weapon became a clip size increase from 60 to 90 rounds. What does that mean for its performance on the battlefield? Three simple conclusions. Even with its high rate of fire, 90 rounds take a while to be fired. You will be exposed and probably get some fire in return. The Vulcan is now more forgiving, especially on mid-range. Also, burst firing is no longer needed because it has no cone of fire bloom anymore. And third, the Vulcan is still not viable at long range. I did a bit of limited testing and found that the Vulcan excels with vehicle stealth. Because once you're in optimal range and position, you can one-clip most enemy vehicles. All in all, a nice buff for this weapon. Once I have more experience with this updated version of the weapon, another, more in-depth video will follow. Stay tuned for that. This Gatling gun is a lot of fun. Okay, let's talk about the Banshee changes. Max indirect damage decreased from 200 to 150. Minimum indirect damage increased from 1 to 10. Inside damage radius decreased from 0.5 to 0.3 meters. And outside radius decreased from 2 meters to 1 meter. All in all, this translates to a nerf that forces the player to actually be pretty precise with this weapon in order to make it work decently. As a little compensation, the new fire audio is really nice. Now we are coming to the holiday event. Destroying Snowmen gives 250 XP for the small and 5000 XP for the golden one, XP multiplier supply. The XP will now be shared amongst all squad members within 300 meters. The Snowmen spawn on every continent, not only on Izamir. Check the forums and Reddit for updated maps, but I think it's very likely that the same spawn locations are used that were established for the pumpkins. If you want to farm these, I have two strategies for you. The first one is to specialize in one or maybe two continents and memorize their spawns. When you are nearby, just make a little detour and check the location. The second strategy is quite simple: avoid server prime time. When there are fewer people around, the higher the chances you get the Snowman. On top of that, I would recommend using an ESF or an Harasser to search for the spawns. Make sure you fly low enough to be in render distance. Keep an eye out for the new winter holiday event directives. Maybe there is a reward that interests you. Okay, now we are coming to the Spitfire turret, a new turret type for the engineer. They will automatically engage hostile infantry within 50 meters. From my limited testing, they are pretty underwhelming, but certainly useful in very specific use cases. You can trial them and check them out for yourself before investing 1000 certs or some station cash. The Wieldable Knives are finally here. You can activate the new ones with the B key and thus increase the damage output by a significant margin. There is an additional tier added to implants. The new tier 4 implants have an energy cost of 1.25 per tick. The other tiers were subsequently adjusted. I want to highlight one of the new ones, Sensor Shield 2, which allows the player to remain hidden from sensors even while sprinting, unless he is within 20 meters of the sensor. Don't trust your minimap anymore. Now we come to the smaller changes. There's an ability to hide certain HUD elements. This is very nice, especially for the veterans among us. I immediately disabled the implant drop and the mission notifications as well as the new key reminders. As a result, the PS2's visual appearance is much smoother and I really like the customizability. One last thing for the platoon and squad leaders among us. There's now an ability to ban players from squads and platoons. Although one does not often need this, it is very nice to have this option now. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the patch coverage. Leave your questions and constructive feedback below, I would highly appreciate a like, and if you feel like my content helped or entertained you, consider a subscription. That way you won't miss any upcoming videos. Anyway, feel free to discover more Planetside 2 content on my channel. Sabotsas out. You have to repair backseat repair now.
Heat.
Keep repairing, keep repairing.
I don't even know what the fuck was happening.